Hello, this video is about importing shapefiles that's been created out of the R7 tool or out of SMS into the John Deere GS2 or 2600 monitor and be able to use them for prescriptions on this. We're going to do a planting prescription here with this. And so the first thing we need to do is we need to get the shapefile onto the card that goes into the monitor. Remember, on a GS2 it uses a compact flash or CF card for all the settings on the monitor, and so you need to be careful with that card. It also requires a CF card reader that needs to be plugged into your computer, or you need to have one on your computer so you can read the card and be able to use that. Once you have that card on your computer, you need to create a file folder onto the card that is titled RX, capital R, lowercase x, and then you need to copy all three of the files for that shapefile prescription into that RX folder. And remember, that's a file that has the name of the file that you're exporting for the shapefile. Then there's going to be one file that has a .shp extension, another one's going to have a .shx, and the last one is going to be a .dbf that you have to copy all three of those files into that folder, that RX folder that goes into the card. Once you have that onto the card, you can take the card out of your computer. Make sure when you eject it out of your computer, you use the eject procedure to remove media from the computer to safely get it out of the computer. And then you're going to take it and you're going to plug it into the monitor and turn the monitor on. Once you get the monitor up and go on a run screen, here's what we're going to do to get the RX file into the monitor. You're going to come down and go to the menu button. We're going to go to our GS2R 2 Pro button here, and we already had our field and everything set up, so we're going to go to documentation. We've got a seed type, which is corn, and a variety already selected in here. We got our implement there, so we can come down here and go to this RX button, and then we haven't import any of these prescriptions yet, but you may see, like on this, there's some planting prescriptions on here already. I'm going to show you how to convert this shapefile. So we're going to click on shapefile, and then we're going to use the South Field button here. So we got our shapefile. It's named South Field RX, and a column is going to show up. On anything that comes out of the R7 tool, it's going to default to a value here. So you shouldn't have to select it, but if you do, you want to select value. And then the prescription type is going to be seeds by count. Our units are going to be seeds by acre. And then our rate for outside the field boundary, we're going to grab this. And then also our rate for when we lose GPS. So remember, this rate is if the boundary didn't match up 100% with the field, so our prescription doesn't go all the way out to the field boundary or the physical field boundary or edge. We need to put a number in there so if the planter hangs over top of that prescription, it won't just shut off. And also need to make sure there's something in here in case we lose GPS. Going to hit accept. It's going to convert the file. When it gets done, there's no map that we can look at. It just tells us what's on that prescription. We're going to hit accept, and then we want to make sure there's a lookup set ahead for that. What that lookup is that's the distance that the monitor looks ahead based on how fast you're going through the field. We're going to look 1 second ahead of where the monitor's at, so the planter can either speed up or slow down properly to make sure we're hitting the rates where we want them to change at. And then we also got a multiplier factor here. We can change that. So at 100%, it's going to put exactly on what our prescription is. If we change that up to 105, it's going to add this column over here should add 5% compared to this column. And if we reduce it to 95, then this will be 5% less than this column. Going to hit accept, and our prescription should show up here now. So we got our prescription set up. Now we need to make sure that the monitor is all good to go and ready to run with this. So we need to make sure that we get rate 6 set up. So we're going to come back and go to our menu button. We're going to go into our planner. Then we're going to go into planner screen. This is a GS2R XP monitor setup. So we're going to hit this H button. It's going to get us into our rates. We're going to hit show rates. And then we see rate 6 is shut off. This is where it defaults to RX on here. So going to change this rate. And we're going to select rate 6. I'm going to turn it to on. Going to come back here. We got a green RX that shows up here in rate 6, so we're good to go there. Going to come back to here, and we're going to hit rate or button F to go back to our monitor or run screen. And so we change our rates. We're going to come in here, select rate 6, and now we got this green RX that shows up on the screen. And we're good to go with that. So there should be a green RX that shows up someplace on that screen that's showing up right here. If I change that rate, change it back to something else, that green RX goes away. So we're going to select on that. It's going to show up in there. And so we're ready to go. So that's how we get a prescription into a GS2 or 2600 monitor and get it to function.